Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am so excited to have with us today Arin Schultz, and we're going to be talking about why your mattress is so critical for your healing process when you're dealing with mast cell activation, you're dealing with hypermobility, EDS, cervical instability, all these kinds of things. And whether you're in the market for a mattress right now or you're not yet, this is going to be a good one to listen to because one, you're going to learn things about sleep and about getting deeper sleep. And I want you to know what to look for once you're in the market for a mattress, but also just thinking about pillows, thinking about bedding. Some things we're going to talk about toxicity will apply to all of that. So, welcome, Arin. It's so good to have you here.
No, it's very happy to be here today.
So Arin's the vice president at Naturepedic. He's going to do a deep dive with us on a lot of things related to toxins in our bedding, support, structure, and options for you guys. And just a reminder while people are jumping in that, of course, this is for informational, educational purposes, that we're not here to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure any illness or condition. So do work with your healthcare provider. If you see affiliate links, that means Mast Cell 360 may make a small commission. It never costs you anything more. And we're very circumspect about what we put out. The small commissions really help support things like our free Facebook Lives, our blog posts, and all this stuff that we put together, and the research we do for you guys. We do a lot of research for you all. So we are able to use our links. We love and appreciate your support. And hi, Debbie. See Debbie's popping in a hello. Let us know that you're here, where you're from. Always love to see who's on with us. So while people they're still joining here with us, we will do our Q&A at the end, like we do every week. Do please keep your questions on topic. And if it's off topic or personal health question, we appreciate your understanding that we can't do those. And do just post your question one time. That gives us a chance to get through as many as possible. Arin, let's jump into, so Naturepedic, people may not know, is an all-organic mattress company, but it's not just about mattresses. There's this bigger mission with you all. How did Naturepedic come to be? And I'm really curious what you love about working there.
Well, yeah, so we just hit our 20th anniversary this year, which we're very proud of. Any mattress company to be around for that long means a lot. But we actually got our start about 50 years ago. Barry Chick, who is there's a father and two sons, and Barry is the father. He started the first organic co-op in Cleveland in the 1970s. So, we definitely practice what we preach. But the main reason
was really cutting edge back then.
Yeah, right. I mean, it wasn't very much talked about thing. And it's generally at the height of probably when a lot of horrible pesticides and everything else were in use, and which unfortunately still are today to a certain extent. But no, he got his start in the environmental world when he was at college. He was trying to decide on what his major was going to be. And I'm dating him a little bit here, but it was around 1969, 1970 when he was in college. And not how many people are aware of it, but the Cuyahoga River in Cleveland caught on fire that year.
Yeah.
And rivers don't catch on fire. Water does not catch on fire. And it was from decades of, the industrial complex within, the Cleveland area, just dumping chemicals left and right into the Cuyahoga River. And all of that was spilling onto Lake Erie. Lake Erie, still today in 2023, is one of the only Great Lakes that is not open for commercial fishing. They actually recommend that you only eat fish out of Lake Erie only twice a year because of the toxicity.
I won't eat fish out of the Great Lakes.
It's unfortunate. I mean, it's the largest freshwater body in the entire world. And, little do people know, they just thought like this big body of water, you can just keep dumping, and everything's going to be fine. Eventually, everything has its limit. Yeah. And that's what we found ourselves in that year, and the river caught on fire. So it really stems something in Barry's mind of it sounds hokey being an organic company, but he really legitimately, and it really spills into everybody who works here, he just wanted to make the world a better, safer place. And that's where he kind of got his start. And he was working on a lot of soil testing in and around the greater Cleveland area for buildings to make sure everything was safe and the groundwater was safe and all that. And he had a company prior to Naturepedic. And then about 21 years ago, he was having his first grandchild. And we still don't know why to this date, but his wife sent him to the store to go buy the crib mattress. That was the last big gift, and he was tasked with doing that, which we're very grateful here now that he was. So he was at the store, and knowing anything and everything about chemicals, he's a very analytical man, and he's like flipping over law tags and he's reading this. He just really wanted to get the best he could for his grandson. So, he asked the store associate, he's like, do you know what's in this crib mattress? He's like, how are you guys allowed to sell this? And, the store clerk said, if the government deemed it unsafe, we wouldn't be allowed to sell it. And unfortunately, 21 years later, that's
we know how that goes.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there are 85,000 chemicals in use in the United States right now, 85,000, and only 20 of them are regulated and only 5 of them are banned. And, even if something does get regulated or banned, all they do is tweak it a little bit, and it's a whole new chemical, quote unquote, and it's, put out into the market again, left to, wreak havoc in a million different ways. And some of them are fairly innocuous. It's a problem when you put 2 chemicals together that you think are fine. Second they're together, that's when it causes a lot of harm. So,
well, the other thing that happened was the FDA started taking fees for approvals. And so now you have a regulatory body that is funded by the companies that they're regulating. And so that is fraught with all kinds of issues. And a lot of these chemicals are completely banned in Europe, but we're not banning them here. So I know that there are issues with like flame retardants are a big one. That's one of the ones. So we do chemical toxin panels on all of our clients. And a lot of times I see these airborne chemicals, and we may not even smell them. Now, a lot of people on here are going to smell them because we're just about all chemically sensitive. So your eyes burn, your nose burns. You bring that piece of cheap furniture in, or even an expensive piece of furniture, depending on what it's finished with, and you've got to stick it in the garage for two to 4 weeks. That's what we're dealing with here. And I see these flame retardants show up in a lot of people on the urine panels, and they're very dangerous. They're carcinogenic. A lot of these off-gassing chemicals are immune disruptors. So when we talk about in our method removing triggers, these airborne triggers are a big part of it. What else are we finding in mattresses that people need to be on the lookout for?
Well, and not only, the flame retardant chemicals, but there's, a whole host of glues and adhesives that are in a lot of even organic mattresses for that matter. Most of them have glues and adhesive. Just you cut open one of those mattresses, just slathered in glue, which is, it's unfortunate, has its own problems that are there. Obviously anything that has polyurethane foam, memory foam, glues and adhesives, those are generally things that you just want to stay away from because there's a whole, pile of chemicals, and not including the foam itself. On an average queen size mattress, it takes about 25 gallons of crude oil. Crude oil, the same stuff that we make gasoline out of, is used to make that mattress, and you're sleeping on every single night. So it's not good.
Then on top of this, we have a structural issue. So I actually had a memory foam mattress 20 years ago. So that was the first nice mattress I ever bought. And I was having a lot of pain from fibromyalgia. So I had these trigger points in my muscles that were just on fire. It was painful to lie down. And the nice thing about that mattress was I would sink into it and I didn't have pressure on those trigger points. And the problem was I'd wake up in the morning, my back hurt. And as I went along and learned more about structural issues that are associated with hypermobility and the cervical instability that I have, not having that structure meant that my back was sagging at night. And then I wasn't getting good drainage from my brain to drain toxins out. And I wasn't getting good blood flow to my brain. And so that increased, we know how much the nervous system affects our immune system and mast cells that way. So I see a mattress situation being both a toxicity issue and a structural support kind of issue. And the memory foam mattresses didn't have the support. Once they warmed up, you just kind of sink into them. And then the problem was in the winter, it was cold, and then it would just be so hard. I got it in the summer, so that was nice. And then the winter came, and it was like, oh, this hurts to lie down on now. So that was problematic.
Well, with our mattresses, we use certified organic latex, and the difference between that and memory foam is memory foam, to your point, is once you sink into it, it just sinks down, it conforms around your body, and it leaves these body impressions. It also sleeps very, very hot. But with organic latex, what it does is it conforms around your body, but because it's made from the rubber tree, it actually naturally wants to spring back and give you that level of support that your body needs during the night. So it actually helps, align your spine way better than any polyurethane foam or memory foam is going to end up doing for you.
That spine, so I just attended the Forum for Integrative Medicine this weekend. It's a conference, practitioner conference, and it's incredible lecture by Andrew Maxwell, who's looking at the connections of mast cell activation, hypermobility, cervical instability, and dysautonomia, and what happens with all these nervous system reactions. And I want to have him on for Facebook Live. I had known all of these pieces, but he really wove together. I'm just coming back to the structural piece again, that if we don't have good support at night, then we collapse here. We can collapse onto the jugular vein, especially if there's some hypermobility or this instability here, and collapse onto the jugular artery. So we're not getting that blood flow. And at night, when we're sleeping, is when we get the most glymphatic drainage, the drainage of the toxins from the brain. So if people don't take anything else from this conversation, I want you to know about off-gassing chemicals, to really be careful about that in your pillows, in your bedding, in your mattress, and then making sure you're getting good support if you have any of the kind of structural issues I've had.
Yeah, I mean, with the mattresses in and of themselves, I mean, sometimes people correlate like, oh, organic, it can't possibly be comfortable, it can't possibly be supportive. What we really sought out to do, and this is what Barry is an engineer and both of his sons are engineers, so you can imagine everything that we've ever done has been taken apart and put back together like 1,000 times. So what we want to do is, again, being an organic company, I can make you an organic cracker. Is it going to taste good? I don't know. It's organic.
My organic crackers taste good.
But we wanted to do something differently with mattresses. I can make you something organic, but we also wanted to make it supportive and comfortable as well. So, we are just as, if not more comfortable and supportive than any other mattress on the market. And also without any of the chemical toxicity, you're going to be sleeping around for, a third of your life.
So that's a good point. So you're there for a third of your life as well. That means you're breathing in whatever you're lying on for a third of your life, and you are being supported by your mattress for a third of your life. So part of mast cell activation syndrome, one of the things we really look at in our clinic is, are people getting deep sleep? Because if we don't have deep sleep, then we're going to keep waking up, and it's that deep sleep is where we get the best healing response. I had 4 years of just drifting at night. I had severe insomnia. I didn't get any deep sleep, and it was absolutely miserable and crazy. You start to lose your mind after that long of no sleep. And some of it was the brain inflammation, but some of it was the pain and discomfort I was in at night. And then I would start to drift off and relax, and the pain would wake me up again. And I'd relax, and the pain would wake me up again.
Well, that's the whole point of resting. When you're sleeping at night, that's your body's chance to repair, to flush out, chemicals and toxicity that you either ingested or whatever else through the rest of the day. And believe me, I don't, to my knowledge, have any health issues, but I have 4 children, and I know what happens when I don't get sleep, and it does not feel great. That's my time to recover. So, it's definitely one of the most important things you could do for yourself in terms of, repairing your body through the night.
Well, I think we've made the point on the toxins and the structure, and we've got some questions coming in about toxins that we'll pick up on here in a bit. And so what do people need to be looking for? People like to know, if they're shopping around, what to look for. So we know it needs to not be off-gassing, needs to not be off-gassing VOCs, needs to not be off-gassing these carcinogens like these flame retardants. What else is important for people to consider as they're shopping for a mattress?
Well, I mean, at the very least, and we understand, price point wise is, if you can not be on polyurethane foam, I mean, that's going to be your largest source of flame retardant chemicals. Unfortunately, once you take all the bad things out of a mattress, no, that's our horrible dad joke around here. Naturally, you just become an organic mattress. So once you take all like the glues and adhesives, the polyurethane foams, they actually use in some stuffings inside of mattresses. It's called a shoddy pad. I don't know if you ever looked at like on the side of carpet, or they'll put it in some other fills and stuff like that, but it's literally the sweepings from textile floors, and they will put that inside of mattresses. So it's unfortunately natural is pretty much the only way to go in terms of your sleeping at night.
Well, let's talk about, since we're talking about natural, let's talk about greenwashing.
Yeah, I mean, something we are up against quite a lot in our industry. There's a lot of eco this and natural that and green this, and certifications are the end all be all for organic. We are GOTS certified, which is the Global Organic Textile Standard. Our factory is GOTS certified as well. And what that means is 3 times a year, we have a third-party certifier that comes in. We have to pull a mattress off the shelf. And we have to show them what farm that cotton, latex, or wool came from, and what crop all of those materials came from. And if we aren't showing them, it's from this time that seed got planted to the time it shows up to our factory, there's no interference in there whatsoever of pesticides or flame retardant chemicals or any of that stuff. So certifications are definitely a way to go. There's a reason they're around. Be also on the lookout. Unfortunately, in the greenwashing world, there are a lot of fake certifications out there that there's no green police. Companies can come up with whatever they want on all these things. As far as beds go, GOTS certified and goals, which is a global organic latex standard. Those are the 2 big ones you really want to follow.
So that's like looking for USD organic in foods, because I can find all kinds of foods that say they're organic on Amazon, but there's no certification on there, so I don't know that they're really organic.
Yeah, it's one day we'll have our day when they're actually somebody watching those things, but unfortunately, right now you still really have to do your research on what you're bringing into your home.
Okay, so we've got GOTS, which is GOTS certification, and then GOLS, GOLS certification. Correct. Are the 2 certifications to look at for mattresses.
Yeah, and if you're looking at any bedding supplies, sometimes you'll get GOTS certified stuff, but the why am I drawing a blank? OTCO is another one to look for. OCTO. Those are other certifiers for like pillows and sheets and all that other stuff. So definitely better ones to go to be on the lookout for.
And I go with organic cotton for sheets. There's a lot of greenwashing around bamboo, just for people thinking about sheets. But bamboo that's made into a fabric goes through so much chemical processing that it's not non-toxic anymore. So organic cotton's a really good way to go.
And anything with bamboo too is generally, especially with sheets, it's not even, there's like remnants of bamboo in there. Mostly it's rayon. So it's still, no matter what, it's a synthetic fabric.
Right. I'll get bamboo for like furniture or something like that.
Yeah. But the wool's fine. I will give you that. The sheets and everything, it's hard to take something that's like, bamboo and turn it into like nice soft sheets without putting something synthetic in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of synthetic in there.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to touch on how people can know it's time for a new mattress, because it's interesting to me. I get a lot of people who will talk to me about, gosh, my back has really been bothering me. And we'll talk about it, and I'll say, well, when did you buy your mattress, and what kind of mattress do you have? And they'll tell me, well, I bought it like 10 years ago. Or sometimes they bought it only 2 or 3 years ago, but it wasn't a good mattress, so it's already started to give out. But that's one sign that you need a new mattress, is if your back hurts. And it's not necessarily when you first get up. I found this out from a store-bought. I had a ceiling mattress a while ago. It was just your classic like inner spring mattress. And it hit start. We were rotating it. My husband's built like a linebacker. He's kind of a mountain of a guy. So we were rotating the mattress, but then he would sleep on his side, and then it would get rotated over to me. And I'd have this like 6 months of back pain, and then it would be better. And then I'd have 6 months of back pain, and it'd be better. I was doing physical therapy and all that stuff. and finally caught it was coming after we rotated the mattress, and I got his side again.
Mm.
And then eventually it just all evened out because both sides were divoting in. But it wasn't when I first woke up, Arin. This is what made it hard to figure out. It would be like 2 or 3 hours later, and then it would come on me, and it would just, it felt like the disc was slipping. It was just, I felt like an old woman. It would hurt badly. But it's not always that bad. But that's one thing to look for is if you're having back pain, lower back or middle back pain.
Yeah, so every 8 years is when you should be replacing your mattress. All of our mattresses come with a 25-year warranty. But generally, I mean, you want to replace it every 8 years. It's, I don't even want to get into all the gross reasons why you should replace your mattress every 8 years, but back pain is a big one.
Are you going to like dust mites and?
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised
and things like that.
It's added to a mattress with dust mite and skin cells and everything else over the course of that lifetime of that mattress.
Same with carpet, but we can use protectors and wash the protectors.
Yes.
So that helps.
Yeah. But I mean, with the structural support of that mattress, generally, depending on how much, I will say if you're a 100-pound person, that mattress will probably end up lasting more if you were a 250-pound person, because it's going to put a little more stress on those coils. And side note, not only with your bed, but your pillow, you should replace your pillow once a year. It gets way grosser than that mattress does. Once a year, please get a new pillow. Hopefully it's an organic one, but yes, once a year. But what's really nice about our mattresses, our EOS line of mattresses, is, let's say 5 years down the line, your back starts to hurt for whatever reason. We've actually won Good Housekeeping's Best Sustainable Mattress award for this mattress. Is the whole bed actually unzips. So if you like plush on your side and your partner likes firm on theirs, we can actually do 2 different firmnesses. And if, say, again, 5 years down the line, the outside of the bed looks great, but you want to like freshen up the inside, maybe you're just not sleeping well enough, you can unzip the whole thing and just swap out a layer. It's just that easy. You don't have to buy a whole new mattress. You don't have to worry about trying to lug that thing out to the street corner to get picked up by trash. Or if for whatever reason, 5-10 years down the line, mattress still feels great, but you just want to like freshen up your home, get something different in there. It's been, quite a while, and you want the outside covering. You can actually unzip the mattress, take all the stuff outside or out from outside, put it out. You know what I'm trying to say. Try and take all the insides out, and then get a new encasement, put all the support layers and everything back inside, and then you get a whole nice new fresh mattress on the outside of the bed again without having to buy a mattress.
It's like a modular mattress.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And, we're very proud of that design. The reason it was won the Best Sustainable Mattress Award is because there are 18.2 million mattresses that end up in a landfill every year. 18.2. That's a lot.
Every year.
50,000 square miles, I believe.
Every year.
Every year. And that's worldwide, but still, it's a lot of mattresses.
That's a lot.
With this, if you just swapped out the layers and everything else effectively, you wouldn't have to buy a whole new mattress ever again.
Yeah, that's important in terms of that sustainability. And one of the things we talk about a good bit on here is how what's happening to those of us with mast cell activation is happening to everybody. We just happen to be the people who presented with symptoms quickly, but we're all being poisoned by what we're putting in our environment. Everything that goes in these landfills eventually breaks down and it either gets burned and goes into the air or it's seeping into our groundwater. And so we have to make some really big global changes about how we're handling our air and water across the whole planet, because it all comes back around, just like we saw with the nuclear plant issues with Japan, and then those that uranium washing up on the shores of the Pacific coast of the U.S. We're just completely connected.
Well, we haven't seen what's coming out of with the train derailment in East Palestine. That is all,
yeah, I'm so concerned for people.
Yeah, we're quite a ways away from that with our factory and everything, but Lord knows what's going to happen, further on down the line. There was a massive amount of chemicals that got dumped. And even the scarier part is I know we're talking about adult mattresses today, but the one big chemical they keep talking about, vinyl chloride, they put that in crib mattresses.
Right.
So the thing that people are most scared of, they're putting this on crib mattresses that babies sleep on every single night. So,
yeah, and that's one of the ones we test for too. That's really toxic. Well, a couple other things that play into what you were saying about how to know if you need a new mattress is if you have a lot of allergy symptoms when you go to bed or you wake up, stuffy nose, and it could be that sometimes we look at, well, is there mold in the bedroom? But sometimes this is happening for people who've done a full remediation, but they didn't think to replace their mattress. And I always tell people, if you've done mold remediation, get the remediation done, and the first thing to replace is your mattress because it's porous. It's going to absorb mycotoxins. But you were also talking about all the skin cells and all the dust mites and everything's going to be in those mattresses. So that can trigger allergies. So that's something to think about. And then also the comfort piece. We should be able to lie down on our mattress and not have pain when we lie down. And for some people, that's not even something they think about. But for a lot of us with structural issues and pain, that's a big deal, is to find a mattress you can lie down on and not be in pain.
Yeah, we don't, obviously, much like you started off with our webinar today, we don't make any medical claims whatsoever, nor will we, represent anything. We've had in our 20-year history of many, many customers who have emailed us thereafter and said that, once they brought a Naturepedic mattress in their home, and it's not indicative of Naturepedic, we like to think it is, but it's more organic mattresses in general, is once you take all the synthetic materials out of your house and the thing that you're sleeping on for, again, a third of your life, people have, their migraines have gone away. Their skin issues have cleared up. Their asthma has gotten way better. Because aside from your couch, your mattress is the biggest piece of furniture in your house and is also the biggest source of all that horrible off-gassing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big deal. So we're going to talk about some different offerings you all have. I know our community likes to shop around, and we've kind of gone over what to absolutely make sure you're looking at. But I know you all have some great options, and you have a discount code that we're so grateful you offered our community. So we're going to share that at the end here for anybody who is in the market for a mattress. If you're not in the market for the mattress, stick around, at least so you know, and you'll start to remember this to come back to when you are ready. And we'll get to our Q&A here in a minute. But Arin, you all have so many options. Mm-hmm. And you make crib mattresses, you make adult mattresses, you have these different kinds of layers. Where do people start with trying to figure out what would work for them or what they need? Other than it's clear if you need a crib mattress or an adult mattress, that's the easy one.
Right, that's the easy one. We'll start with adult. Generally, sometimes it boils simply down to price point. All of our mattresses are which, I might be slightly biased, but I think all of them are great. It all depends on how you sleep at night and how your body type is. I mean, our Chorus mattress, which is our starting price point for Naturepedic, that does not have any latex in it, actually has a layer of microcoils right underneath the surface.
I'm going to share here so people can see while we're talking. So I'll get my screen pulled up here. You can keep going. I just want to let you know.
Okay. So our Chorus mattress. So yes, that one has a layer of microcoils underneath the surface. Great supportive mattress. It's cushion firm, not too soft, not too hard. Good opening price point for a certified organic mattress. Our next mattress after that is our Serenade mattress. And that actually has two different firmness levels that you can choose from. You can either do cushion firm or firm, and that replaces the microcoils with a 2-inch layer of latex.
Give me 1 second. I'm having trouble. Sure. Here we go. There it is. So the Serenade. So say that again while we've got it pulled up here.
Yeah. So we took all the microcoils out of the surface. So it has a 8-inch layer of coils underneath for support. And then it has a 2-inch layer of latex on top of those coils for your comfort level. And you can do that in a firm, or you can do that in a cushion firm.
Okay.
And it's going to give you, again, a little bit more of the support than the microcoils will. I personally love sleeping on latex. My wife and I do. It is a godsend, especially for kids. But it sleeps like a dream. So
this one's going to have more support, the Serenade, than the Chorus.
Yeah, it still will be the cushion firm. It will be a little bit softer than the Chorus will, just like a little bit. but it'll have more of that when we talked about earlier about, trying to hit all of those pressure points during the night when you're trying to sleep. I mean, I feel like unless you have a latex allergy, which we completely understand, latex is definitely the way to go. It's definitely going to, align your spine, your hips, your shoulders, everything. It's just going to make that night's sleep a little bit better.
Now, some people are asking, do you have a non-latex option for people with latex allergies?
We do. So we don't have one for the Serenade, obviously, but our Chorus is latex free, and then our EOS mattress, which is the next step up from the Serenade, that one does have latex free options as well. So we replace the latex with microcoils.
Okay, so the Chorus and then this EOS line, which is a classic, a pillow top, and then this Trilux.
Correct. Traditionally, they all come with latex, but you can order them without.
Okay. Yeah. Now, are these the ones also that you're talking about that you can change the
firmness level. So all three of these you can do that with. Obviously, the classic is, you have 2 areas of customization with the pillow top. You have 4 ways to customize that mattress. So it even gets a little more granular in how you want that to feel. So if you want like extra plush or extra firm, the pillow top is definitely the way to go. I would recommend if you are going to buy, if you do prefer firmer, I probably would stay away from the pillow top. It's just not, again, with all that latex in there. And then the Trilux, which is weird because the pillow top it reads a little more soft just because of the coils. The Trilux is 3 layers of certified organic latex. It can either feel like you're sleeping on the softest cloud in the world, or if you go with firm, it can feel like an absolute brick. So it all depends on what you prefer at night. You know your body better than anybody.
I like a good amount of support, but then with a pillow top on top. So I have that cushioning for my joints and the trigger points. So I think the classic is the closest to that.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Okay.
And then the next step above that would be our Halcyon line. We do not sell that online. We only sell that in store. But that's for, I wouldn't say the more discerning shopper. It's definitely somebody who wants just the best of the best of what we have. It is like it's like sleeping on a cloud, not to be too kitschy, but we use cashmere, wool, and alpaca in the quilting. So it has like the most amazing feel you could ever feel in a mattress. It does read very soft. So again, if you like firm, it's probably not the bed for you.
Now, do all the mattresses have wool? Somebody was asking with a wool.
You can order them wool free. We have our EOS line is the only one that you can order wool free. Just because of we're trying to get better at it. We are a growing family company, just in terms of like manufacturing process. It's better for us to pick one and stick with that one to make wool free. But that one does come wool free, or can. Sorry.
Okay. So it sounds like customer support would be the best place for people to start to step through things, because there are a lot of options. They might need help with figuring this out. Like, what's going to be the best option?
Yeah, there's definitely, it's not, I mean, we just kind of breeze through it over 5 minutes. Traditionally in a store, obviously if you're testing mattresses out and everything and asking all the questions, it could be anywhere between a half an hour to an hour-long process of trying to figure out what's best for you. And I implore everybody, please, our customer service is amazing. They will spend every minute asking or answering questions for you. Obviously, at the end of the day, we want you to be comfortable. We want to be happy with your purchase.
And Louise, I saw your question. I will get to the other questions, so don't worry about posting them a second time. But I just saw Louise's pop up about where the stores are. So there's a find a store option here on the website if you want to go try things out. And then Naturepedic has offered our community a coupon code. I think that's only if they order online. Is that right?
They can use that in store.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Especially because if somebody was curious about our Halcyon line, you cannot purchase that online. So you have to go in store for that.
The Halsey is only on store, or I thought it was only online.
Yeah, the Halcyon line can only be sold in store.
You said the Hapsy, Arin?
Halcyon.
Oh, Halcyon. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So that's this one that we were talking about here.
Yeah.
Now, there's another option which I thought was important to mention, and we're going to get a link together for everybody. Some people have done a mold remediation. They need to replace their mattress. They don't have much budget left right now. So maybe they get something to get them by, and then they get a more supportive mattress down the road. But you have an option for that too.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, we recognized that there was a need for supporting, a community of people who were really interested in organic mattresses, just couldn't afford a Naturepedic. And, there's a lot more time and care that goes into making Naturepedic mattresses. There is with our sister brand, Hapsy, but there's definitely a lot more involved with making Naturepedic mattresses. So again, a couple of years ago, we created Hapsy. Comes at a lower price point. That is all direct to consumer. You will not find that in stores. We're actually working on maybe opening our first store on Newbury Street in Boston, but that's as far as we've gotten. So right now that is Hapsy, Happsy. We only have one mattress for that right now, but come April, we will have two different mattresses to choose from. We will have our standard mattress that has coils and latex, like a hybrid mattress, and that comes in a cushion firm. And then we're going to have the most breathable organic mattress on the market. It has way more coils than any other mattress. So if you are a very hot sleeper, this would be the perfect mattress for you. So if you live in the South or in the Southwest, this would be perfect because it's really going to provide a ton of airflow. So you don't have to worry about being sweaty at night, even in the slightest.
So that's good, especially for women who are in menopause. So this gives people a lot of options. It's a lot of info. And just to recap, I think the most important considerations that we're looking at here is what kind of support level do you need? Certainly making sure that it's whatever mattress you get, that it's organic. And then where's your budget? Mm-hmm. So it's going with something that's non-toxic to me is non-negotiable when you have mast cell issues. It should be non-negotiable for everybody. And keeping in mind too that children and pets are much more easily affected by toxins even than adults because their livers are smaller and children don't have full detoxification capacities. So something to think about with your kids. But once you settle on your budget, then look at what's the best support you can get for your price point, for your budget. And then I think about too, how long is that mattress going to last? So I want a mattress that I can get a good amount out of, not that I'm going to be replacing in 2 or 3 years because it just started collapsing from the structure.
Well, and not a little known fact about Naturepedic too, just in terms of the overall quality and the length that product's going to go, is not only we're certified organic, but about 80% of our workforce in the factory is Amish. So yeah, again, not only are you getting an organic product, you're also getting a handcrafted Amish product. And what we're trying, mind you, should change it out every 8 years, but the overall quality we're trying to achieve is this is heirloom quality. We want this to last a very long time for you. We don't want us to be where 2 or 3 years down the line, you have to get a new one just because everything started giving out on you.
All right. We've got a lot of questions here, Arin. Anything else you want to share with people before we jump into questions?
No, there's not enough time, unfortunately, with our baby and kids line, but I'm sure if anyone has any questions thereafter, we can definitely get that information to Beth and we can get that disseminated out to everybody. But, your children are young, so, and impressionable, and it's very true that your children are like sponges. So like Beth had said about, chemical exposure is, their little systems definitely can't take it right off the bat. So having them sleep organic right away is definitely the way to go.
All right. Our first question is actually more about a topper. I don't know if you have any guidance for Marjolaine, but they're going to move because of mold in their house, so she can't replace the mattress until they move. Do you have any tip for her just to get her through until she's ready to replace it in terms of current one's too soft?
The problem with, you can make things softer. It's hard to make a mattress harder. The only thing I would say is it all depends on what the mattress is on top of it. Sometimes if you put, a piece of plywood underneath the mattress itself. Obviously, I don't implore sleeping on a piece of plywood, but which would make it very firm. But it can actually add a little bit more support. It all depends if that mattress is sagging for any reason. That piece of plywood can definitely lift up that mattress to give it a little bit of lift in the interim. Unfortunately, there's not much can be done to make things firmer.
So I hope you can come up with something in between then, Marjolaine, and then get that mattress replaced because of the mold. But I'm glad you were able to move. Okay, so let's see what else. Karen's asking a great question about spring coils in a mattress. Can they increase EMFs? And here's an experience I had, Arin, so the mattress that I mentioned before, that was the traditional inner spring mattress where all the inner springs are connected. As I got more EMF sensitive, which got worse after I got my braces, probably because now I have metal in my mouth, so I'm like an antenna. And I couldn't lie on that mattress anymore. My hands would start burning. I'd get heart palpitations. I'm saying, what in the world's going on? And I brought my EMF meter in, and the EMFs coming off the mattress were sky high. And then we later learned that there was reverse polarity in that bedroom. So there was already the sturdy electricity issue. And then what was happening, as I talked to EMF experts, was that the EMFs from that were then hopping into the coils, and because they were all connected, it would just bounce off in the mattress. Are your coils connected, or are they separated?
They are separated. So we actually take that into consideration. So we actually have individually pocketed coils. So, which is great for two reasons: is if you have a standard inner spring, that mattress is going to be way too bouncy. But if you have individually pocketed coils, if you have a linebacker for a husband, then if they roll out of bed, you won't feel them moving out of bed. So, but also with the EMFs, there's nothing to connect them other than the wrapping around the coils on the outside. So there's no metal connecting to metal throughout any of our mattresses, except for one of our kids' mattresses do, and one of our crib mattresses do, but there wasn't, unfortunately, a way around that. But most of our adult mattresses, if not all of them, have individually pocketed coils.
And that's what I found made the big difference. The coils really give you the support, but they need to be separated. They need to be individual, and then you wrap fabric around them so that you don't get that bouncing off that can happen. Leslie's asking here for lymphatic drainage about pillows. So just to briefly go over for pillows, structurally, you want your spine to be straight. You don't want a pillow if you're lying on your back that's too big and pushes you too forward, because then you block off the drainage through these lymphatic vessels in the front, and you don't want it too flat and you're leaning back and then you're blocking it off in the back. So it really depends on your body size. You want something smaller that's going to support the neck. And then because of my instability, I put folded hand towels inside the pillowcase. So then I make these little towel blocks on each side of my head, because otherwise I wake up with my head all the way here and then I've thrown my neck out. So I have this whole support around my neck. And then I have a separate pillow for my side. And I have a pillow fort. We were talking about pillow forts before we came on. I have a pillow that is exactly the width from my outer shoulder to my neck, so my neck stays straight. And it took a bit of working with. And then I have a allergen cover on it. And then inside the allergen cover, I kept putting hand towels until I got just this right height. So you can think about that. And then that opens you up for drainage. And then my bed is lifted up 4 inches by 2 by 4s under the head of the bed. So I get drainage that way. So those are some quick tips for you.
Just a note on our pillows as well. We actually make our pillows adjustable because we know not everyone sleeps the same. So you can actually, we overstuff them. So, some people like a really high pillow, but if you, as far as whatever makes you comfortable at night, you can actually unzip the side of the pillow and take some of the stuffing out and fill it back in as needed. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So this is their pillows here that are adjustable. So these may be worth looking at, and you could contact them and ask them. There's a chat here. You can call customer support, ask about what's best if you're back sleeper, side sleeper, or if you do both like I do. I have to have 2 different pillows.
Yeah, we have a whole. I'm trying not to get driven crazy about it, but we have about 35, 40 new products we're launching between now and the end of the year, and a lot of them is going to be pillows. So you only see 3 here. We're probably going to have about 5 or 6 new pillows launching here soon.
That's great. Yeah, keep us posted.
We'll do.
Karen's asking about fire retardants. Those are definitely MCAS triggers. Those flame retardants are. Most toxic chemicals are, think about mast cells are there to sense for toxicity and then release inflammation to protect you from toxicity. So if it's toxic, your mast cells are going to be activated with it. Okay, Rosemary was asking, let me make us bigger again. She tried latex before. It was still too hard for her. Is yours comfortable? She's thin. She has trouble with pressure.
So it took us a little while. We wanted to make sure that we found the right supplier because there are a lot of latex suppliers in the world, even though, a lot of them are certified organic. There's Dunlop and there's Talalay, and traditionally Dunlop is more for support, and that's maybe what you were experiencing with why it was so firm. And then there's Talalay. Talalay's a little bit softer, not as dense. And what we were able to find is Dunlop is better in terms of being certified organic, and that's the direction we wanted to go. So we finally found a supplier that was able to make really soft Dunlop latex. So again, it's not very common in the industry. So ours technically would be softer than what you would traditionally find.
All right, let me see. We've got lots of great comments here. Susan says, you've suffered greatly. Thank you for being willing to host and making way for a safe place. Absolutely, Susan. If I could take what I've been through and help one more person have an easier time, then it makes it easier on me too. So I'm so glad we can all do this together. We talked about latex, but Leslie's also asking, how heavy are the mattresses?
It varies obviously from size to size. Our Chorus and Serenade mattresses on a king size, I think, is around 150 pounds or so. We do have white glove options that, can be had contacting customer service or through the store. Makes it, hauling out your old mattress that much easier, getting your new one set up. I can't imagine being in a lot of pain trying to haul in a 150-pound mattress and trying to get that set up. So we definitely have options available. So you don't have to worry about, being in it alone. So.
And then Frances shared she has a Naturepedic that's non-latex, and she said it's really good. So thank you for sharing that, Frances. Jennifer was asking, is your organic latex less allergenic than regular latex? Because I think about, we can have an airborne latex allergy, or we can have just a skin contact latex allergy. So everybody with skin contact doesn't necessarily have the airborne challenges.
I wish Barry, our founder, was here because he's like the master at answering that question because he knows more of the science behind it. But I'll do what I can for now, and we can get you some more information thereafter. But the type of latex we use, being certified organic, I think there is less, if not almost non-existent amounts of the proteins that are generally caused from latex to trigger an allergy in our latex. So it makes it less allergenic, our latex. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still latex, and we can't affirm to anything. But we've had a lot of people who have had, mild latex allergies say that ours hasn't really affected them at all. But again, everybody's different. You have no idea. We'd be more than happy to send you out a small sample of the latex we do use, so you can see how, you might be affected by it before you make a purchase.
Oh, that's a great offer. And then there's also some non-latex offers. So again, the Chorus and the EOS are latex free, and Sue's also posted that in for us. And then Arin, this will be on our Facebook page pinned at the top. So if there's anything you want to come back in and drop in for people, they always love getting more information if you find out something more about it.
No, we'd be happy to.
And then, is there a mattress option at all without coils? Melissa's asking here.
Yeah, that's our Trilux mattress. So that will have 3 layers of latex versus the coil.
Okay, so that's the Trilux. So let me just show people which one that is. So that,
I see she wants it without latex, which unfortunately we do not have one without coils and without latex. So it unfortunately is one or the other.
Okay. So Trilux you can get without coils, but it has latex. And then which of the EOS in here is latex free?
So any of those, the classic, the pillow top, or classic and the pillow top, both of those can be made without latex with the inclusion of microcoils. The chorus comes with no latex as well. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. All right. David is asking, could I use the Twin XL in a hospital bed? Does it bend as the bed adjusts?
So it does for everything up to our Halcyon line. I can't attest for a hospital bed as far as the articulation. I do know that most of our beds work perfectly well with adjustable bases, which have a very, high degree of articulation. I don't know if we've ever tested one of them in a hospital bed. They are fairly thick, so I don't know if that extra padding, because traditionally a hospital pad is going to be 5-6 inches tall. Most of our mattresses are going to be about 9 or 10 inches. So it might be too thick for a hospital bed.
Could David send some of the information to your customer support about his bed?
We can definitely look into it more, because what they're using might be a little bit different, but we'd be happy to take a look at it.
Okay, let's see what else we've got here. And Gina, I think we talked about the coils. So if you need more info on that, let Suze know. And then Beth Shirley was asking, hi Beth. She was asking, what do you encase? So the coils will be metal. What do you encase them with?
So for our Halcyon line, obviously being the much our higher end of our mattress, those are all encased with organic cotton. It's a very arduous process. We actually own, it's how coils were made prior to 1940. There's 5 machines left in the entire world. We own all 5 of them. Again, it's a very lengthy process. But for some of our other mattresses, like our EOS line, and of course in our Serenade, those are wrapped in polypropylene, which is still a GOTS certified material to be used for support coils. Much faster process. It's the same type of plastic we might use for food grade contact and stuff like that. So we definitely, try and where we can, we use the most high quality materials we possibly can.
And then Mary Ann is asking, this is a great question, Mary Ann. I'm glad you asked it. Do mattress protectors help with toxins and allergens in a mattress? The protectors are definitely going to help with some of the allergens, just because it helps your mattress from absorbing all your skin cells and giving food for the dust mites and things to just land in there. The other reason I like to use a mattress protector is if you sweat at night, if you're still menstruating, and sometimes you have a accidental start in the middle of the night, anything that's going to get moisture in that mattress is now going to be a food source for not just dust mites, mold, things like that. So mattress protector is really helpful, and you want that mattress protector to also be organic. And then I use one. We can put links in, Suze. We've got links for the mattress and pillow protectors that keep dust mites out, and they're zipped. So I have a terror of bed bugs, and my husband used to travel full time for work, so he was always bringing luggage home from all kinds of places. So we covered everything in these zipped mattress protectors that were small enough that even those things couldn't get in. But then with the toxins are going to escape. It might help lower the load slightly, but they're still going to escape. Do you have anything you want to add there, Arin?
No, I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, obviously with a cover, it's great to protect that mattress, especially if you're buying an expensive mattress. You want to protect your investment. Anything could happen. You carry a glass of water past your bed and it just happens to fall on top of it. But if you do already have a toxic mattress, a zippered cover might lessen the load a little bit, but it's still going to get out into your environment.
Okay, and then Marjolaine's asking here, do you have a mattress with more support for the hips but less firm for the shoulders? It might be like me, where I'm broader shouldered than my hips.
Yeah, so generally with the way you carry as most women, and I don't have to mansplain how to be a real woman, most you get to carry your weight in your hips and your shoulders. So generally with the latex, what it's going to be, it's really the miracle mattress material. It really does offer. It's firm where it needs to be firm. It's soft where it needs to be soft, and it also is supportive wherever it needs to be. I mean, I can't tell you how amazing I sleep sleeping on latex. So if you do have that particular issue, I would definitely try it, and don't have a latex allergy, would definitely steer you towards maybe our medium latex. Because we have soft, medium, and firm. I would go maybe more medium, because it's going to give you, again, the support where you need it to be, and the softness to where you're going to not have to put added pressure into your hips.
And then Francis is asking, I think this was from talking about the new pillows coming out. Will you have a non-latex pillow?
We do. So we have we've had one for a while. We have one that is our PLA pillow, which PLA is it's technically a synthetic for fiber, but where it starts is from non-GMO sugarcane. And they actually whip that into a fiber. It's not, I don't want to say it's unlike cotton candy, but it's not like cotton candy. The insert comes out and you can actually wash the cover of the mattress or pillow. So that's a really nice feature that a lot of pillows don't have. So that one does not have latex in it. We're also going to have a wool pillow here soon. So those are our options in terms of what we have available for non-latex match or pillows.
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing your new pillows, and I want to try them when they come out. I think we should do a whole post on pillows, because it sounds like that was helpful for a lot of people, just that little talk about pillows.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a body pillow soon. People have been asking us for a body pillow for probably, I mean, as long as I can remember being here, and I've been here for 9 years. Why it's taken us this long to get one out is beyond me. But yeah, we're gonna have a body pillow soon, and we're also gonna have, I don't know how much of your audience is still nursing, or maybe they have daughter-in-laws or daughters that are nursing. We're gonna have a certified organic nursing pillow here soon too.
Oh, so, nice, good. Yeah. Not a lot of nursing moms here, but we have a handful.
Yeah, same token with the organic cracker thing. I could have made an organic nursing pillow and yeah, great, it's organic, but I want it to be really functionally better. I watched my wife struggle with all of our children and what traditional nursing pillows are. So we actually worked with 6 lactation experts to really fine tune how this pillow is going to be. So nice. Not only is it organic, it's much functionally better than most of the other pillows on the market. So.
Well, Leslie says she'd love a body pillow.
Well, we hope to have it soon for you, Leslie. It should be at any day now. It might even be the end of this week, actually. We'll have it up on the website.
Well, this has been just wonderfully helpful. I want to pop up the coupon code here. So it's 20% off. I'm going to get sure I get it right. Let me look here. So we've got 20% off with Naturepedic. Susan's been posting it in, but I want to post it up here on the screen for you. And our coupon code is MC360. So a little different than our regular one. You can use that in stores and online. So do I have that right, Arin?
That is correct. Prefer if you use that inside of Naturepedic branded stores, because we do have a lot of independent stores that use it or that carry our product as well. Sometimes they're not aware of some of our marketing efforts, so makes it easier for you to use it online or in a Naturepedic branded store.
Okay, so use it online or use it at a Naturepedic mattress store. And if they have any questions, how do they reach out to you all?
Yeah, you can call our customer service line. That is always, or we have our chat function on our website as well. Our customer service line is 800-917-3342. We're generally open from business hours from 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, and then varying hours on the weekends, but generally it's Monday through Friday.
And then I know you all are great researchers. You do a lot of research. You're very well educated. So we have a whole blog post about mattresses. It goes into even more information than what we covered today. So you're going to find that on our blog. Susan will post a link in for everybody. And this will dive into a lot more about those mattresses, the toxins, the support, and pieces like that for you. If you need anything, you have questions, let us know, or reach out to Arin at Naturepedic. And then we cover one more option for you in there because I like for you guys to have options. It's been wonderful to have you here, Arin. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and just all this information so people can make a good decision.
No, I always love doing these, and I love informing everybody about anything organic or toxic. I'm a drag to have at parties, but I love doing this for work. So yeah.
And I better push this up because I missed this before, and there was a question about how long is the coupon good for. So coupon's good until the end of April. So end of April 2023. And so it gives you a little time to think about it, do your research, and reach out with any questions.
Yeah, and if for whatever reason, if you're not in the market right now for a mattress, just reach out to Beth, and we'd be happy to work with her on a individual basis thereafter, and try and put something together for you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love that. Let me just recap that because people sometimes watch these a year later. So if you've missed the sale through the end of April, reach out to us. Arin said that they will find a way to get you a coupon code as well on an individual basis. Okay, great. Well, we'll be back next week. We're talking about mold allergies and what are mold allergies versus mold toxicity? What are the differences? How are they related? So we'll be back our same time next week. It's always good to be with everybody. Take good care of yourselves and be really gentle with yourself. And then we'll see you next Monday.
Thanks, everybody.